Valentine's Day at Madsen's.
A new year means it's time to try new things. If you haven't tried Fear's cheese spread yet, the time is now. For the days you don't want to go to the gym, don't worry. Fear's cheese spread is there to cheer you up. And for the days you do get to the gym, why not celebrate when you get back with the best dip around? Get to your local grocery store today and load up on Fear's cheese spread. No event or party is complete without it on your table.
Attention all wing fans! Buffalo Wings and Rings has daily specials that will make you want to stop in on all days of the week. Kids eat free on Mondays, and on Tuesdays, enjoy 89-cent boneless or traditional wings at a price that makes the whole family happy. And come back on Wednesdays for $1.29 chicken tenders all day long. Get to Wings and Rings today at 68th and O or in Williamsburg Village. If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate, 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197. Rosie Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road.
Hey guys, Austin Oerman here. Join me and Jay Foreman this Friday, February 14th from 5 to 7 p.m. at the Complex for weigh-ins for Saturday's The Heart of the Lion boxing event. Weigh-ins are at 6 p.m. and the public is welcome to be there. That's Friday the 14th from 5 to 7 p.m. at the Complex at 1555 Yolanda Avenue, just off Cornhusker Highway.
At Action Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electrical, we're ready, reliable, and recommended. Water heater acting up or your sump pump on the fritz? Call Action. Summer's around the corner. Is your AC working? Are you sure? Call Action. Electrical problems? I'm telling you, call Action. Call Action for a free same-day estimate or a trusted second opinion. You heard that right, a free same-day estimate. 402-423-6960. ActionLincoln.com.
Mulberry Barbecue now has a brand new second location to help all your lunch and dinner cravings. Stop by their newest location at 6125 Apples Way near Lowe's off of Highway 2. They have everything from smoked turkey sandwiches to brisket burritos to burn-in sandwiches and pulled pork. Try a dinner plate option of barbecue nachos, a half-smoked chicken, a full slab of ribs, and so much more. Mulberry Barbecue open Monday to Saturday from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. at 11th and Cornhusker Highway and now at 6125 Apples Way in South Lincoln.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman and Austin Oerman. Old School with Foreman and Oerman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
What up? Happy snow day. Jay Foreman, Austin Oerman. You heard it live in effect. We are Old School. We are brought to you by the Mercado, Certified Piedmontese, Special Ingredients and Butcher Shop, 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, 85th and Andermatt, and 168th and Maple. So, a lot going on. Austin, obviously, Super Bowl is still fresh in everybody's mind. We had Evan Bland on the block, good baseball stuff, but then also a good look into the hiring of Mike Eckler and all the other coaches that we've brought in the offseason. Could give a little shed of light into the possibility what the program would look like in the fall, obviously on the football field. Talked about the changing landscape of college football, which is going to have a CEO and a board, so forth and so on. So we'll see what's up. It'll be interesting to see which one of those guys on the board is the first one that gets fired. But nevertheless, there's some big news in it right now. I guess the team that's the closest in the NFL to us, Kansas City Chiefs. Obviously, you know, for them, I'm sure I've never been to a Super Bowl, but I've know players that won them and lost them. And then when you're on the losing end, and especially when you've won 2 in a row, you don't show up to that game ever thinking that you're going to lose. And especially when you have Patrick Mahomes and the way that they've won all year, what's another game? You don't ever go into the game thinking that you're going to play against the best offensive line, the best defensive line, probably the best roster, so forth and so on, and the most innovative GM in the league right now, cap wise and talent acquisition wise, because you think you have all that and then some, and plus you had the best record in the NFL. Well, obviously we've seen the game. It was 40-22.
It was 40-22. That's what they'll tell you. That's not
that
40-22.
It was fool's gold. That was a flat out butt kicking, a fresh one right out of the bag in the wrapper. But there's fallout from it immediately after the game. I didn't see it coming. Andy Reid, and this is probably something they decided before the game. DeAndre Hopkins decided to retire. When he was in Houston until he had his whatever run in with Bill O'Brien. I think Bill O'Brien handled it wrong. I think Bill O'Brien might even apologize to him about it. Became a little bit personal for no reason. Sent him to Arizona essentially for peanuts on the dollar. He probably is going to end up in the Hall of Fame, but he was on a record breaking pace. And but you would like to see him get a championship. Didn't work out for him. It was kind of like, you remember when Randy Moss played that 1 year with San Francisco, got there, and you would like to see him throw him the ball. I think DeAndre Hopkins did get a touchdown.
Yeah,
right?
and the 2-point conversion.
Yeah, and a 2-point conversion. So, good for him. But that happens. Players that, even though he's a little bit, long in the tooth, you don't expect DeAndre Hopkins to retire.
He did delete the post.
Oh, he did.
Yeah.
It was second thoughts. That might have been emotional.
Mm.
You never do that.
Chill. Wait, 48 hours, my brother.
Yeah. Well, the frustration probably was a letdown from what he expected, because you don't ever join the Kansas City Chiefs thinking you're going to get the Super Bowl, get the brakes beat off you.
Right.
It ain't going to happen. You ain't with that defense and potentially with 15. Then I think the biggest story, which caught me by surprise. I read some clips of Travis Kelce from his Heights podcast. He talking freely, like he's talking about the NFL like in the past tense. I'm only playing if I can be all in. That means you went all in this year,
right?
When you he said when you don't rise to the occasion, and when your team needs you the most. That's what hurts. That's when that lets me know you got regret. I obviously at 35 years old, everybody's skills diminish, especially at tight end. At quarterback, I think if we've seen with Brady, you can extend past there with Peyton, Brady, Breeze, everybody else. Tight end is different.
Being cerebral only gets you so far to physical position.
Right. I don't think his skills have diminished as much as it showed this year. I think this was a byproduct of a lack of focus in the offseason. I still, because you got to think he had a down year. He had 890 yards.
Down year.
He only averaged 8.5 yards a catch. Only had 3 touchdowns. And the Super Bowl was not for. I would say this: if I was friends with Travis Kelce, I would say, man, listen, you're a first ballot Hall of Famer. And if I was friends with him, I could definitely make a great argument that you're greatest tight end of all time. Definitely of your era. Or I could put, it's you, Gronk, and probably Kittle, and I'm probably missing somebody, but you're there. All right. You want to go out like that?
That part.
I would ask you. Are you a man or are you a mouse? I would just start questioning your manhood. Are you trying to tell me that's the best that you could leave on the field? That right there. I know the answer is no, so I'm waiting for you to say no.
So then,
I'm challenging you.
If the answer is no, I mean, on the one hand, I think you would like to see him accept the challenge, come back, have one more really good year, and that's that. But the other side of that is, if he says, nope, you know what, you're right, better to retire and say, nope, I'm not going to be all in, than go play another one-cheek year.
Yeah, better to retire.
Keep the legacy intact.
Yeah, and his legacy is intact no matter what.
Is it, though? If this is the note he goes out on, a disappointing performance in these comments,
it's sus.
You remember the first impression. You also remember the last impression.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Bro, listen, I know that Hollywood's calling. Hollywood ain't going nowhere. You got your new haircut. You look good. and all that ain't gonna change. But you can't go out like that. You cannot.
But it'd be better to go out like that than have another half-in year and go out even worse.
But here's the thing. If he's all in, stats don't matter.
Right. Sure.
Because he'll be productive. You could even take a lesser role, more engagement, higher production.
Yeah.
Greater story.
Mm-hmm.
Pass the torch. Mentor the next great one, potentially. So forth and so on. I'm doing this to go out the right way. You might not even win a championship. But, bro, that if you listen, I watched that all 22 tape. That's embarrassing. He's too good of a player to be playing like that.
Well, and there's the one Mahomes scramble where he's just standing around instead of, 2 seasons ago now. He's releasing right behind that linebacker. He's trying to come up and hit Mahomes. And then there's 15 random yards that you don't expect, right? It's little stuff like that show up loud, right? It's a small play, but that ends up being a big play and goes to, I think, some of what you were saying too before the Super Bowl of Noah Gray got those end zone targets instead of Travis Kelce, right? Maybe some of that showed up
and maybe
in the Super Bowl or led to it.
And I think he depended, and this is where you sometimes as an athlete, as a people do this all the time in the media. It's just natural human nature where you always go back to what they did instead of what they're doing. Right. A guy that, like has been to 3 schools or, like a quarterback, JT Daniels, right? He was a former 5-star. Where's he at right now?
School number 5.
Right. And Travis Kelce was probably thinking, I always play good in the biggest moments. No, you don't. You want to know why you always play good in the biggest moments?
You prepared.
You weren't prepared, brother. And that's the, but also you don't want him to go out there not fully invested, because you can make a life-altering decision by going back out there. He doesn't need the money. Even though this was not the best way to go out for him, his legacy is still intact. He's still first ballot. He's still beloved. So it might be a time for him to transition, and he could go be on TV. His podcast is great. They just signed some huge deal, right? And he can. I think I've seen him in a movie premiere or like a little trailer. So I mean, he's got plenty of options. And so if he's not truly invested and if it's not going to be worth his time, then he probably needs to. But I would hate to see him go out like that.
What are the angles of conversation from Veach, from Reed, from Mahomes, and anyone else on that roster? How do you approach
I don't know
it?
if him and Patrick are that tight, as tight as they should be. It's not like Gronk and Brady.
Fair enough.
They're having life decisions. They're talking like friends.
Fair enough. So
I think
Reed.
Do you want to play? Do you want to play?
Do you need to play?
No. Do you want to play? You don't. We know you don't need to play because why?
I thought that would just see, is he still hungry for it?
Well, yeah. Well, do you want to play? Meaning you're still you want to play. That means you're in. That's all you got to ask him. And then is okay, well, what do you envision this next year being? Yes, you're going to be the starter. We want to get the best out of you. So do we put you on a pitch count? Do we kind of curtail certain things for you and this and this? Now we need a better blocking investment out of you, so forth and so on. Will you take on more of a leadership? And he's already, to be honest with you, as much as he's kind of quirky or whatever, they say he's a really good locker room leader. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so you hear a lot more good stories about what he does from a leadership standpoint. So I think that's what I would be asking him. That's what I would be challenging him with. And if he wants to come back, and this is where Kansas City is in a tricky spot as a franchise. Yes, you have a good young defense or great young defense or a great defense right now, but you're losing one of the. It's kind of like Golden State. Clay's gone. Golden State looks a lot different. Now you're holding on. Now you got really pretty much you got your Steph Curry, right, which is Patrick Mahomes, and then you got your Draymond, which is Chris Jones. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay. So Clay's gone. Tyreek Hill was the first one to go gone. That was probably your Kevin Durant. You know what I mean? He wasn't homegrown, but he's gone, right? That's your X factor.
Yeah.
He's gone.
The difference for the Chiefs is that their version of Steph is entering in the middle of his prime.
Correct.
So you
But-
you can win now, but you can also extend window at the same time.
You can extend the window, but you ain't, bro. That offensive line is atrocious.
That receiving cord did not help at all.
Yeah. But the reason why you could mask that, this is what people don't understand. This has been going on for a while. You just don't do this in the 1 year, right? Tyreek Hill and engage and in shape Travis Kelce, focus. That eliminates all that. Dudes have made millions of dollars because of them two. Because they open. I get beat. Doesn't matter. You can't touch the quarterback. That's it. I'm just telling you, man. When I said they backdoored their way into a world championship, like literally fell into it. Like, you guys want to give us, like, it was like they weren't. They could say that they were like, okay, we're trying to win. They knew they weren't going to win the championship. They're like, oh, Baltimore,
Hey,
you just going to give us this game?
you're not going to hand the ball?
Yeah, you're not going to
You're not
cover.
gonna run it?
You're not going to cover Kelsey. Okay,
Hey,
we'll take
thank you
it.
very much.
Yeah, we'll go to Vegas too.
Don't mind if we do.
Oh, Joey Bosa, do you don't want to tackle 15? Okay, that's full.
Yeah,
Thank you.
but-
Yeah, and then we're going to run the same option play that since like Steve Young been playing.
Well, speaking of San Francisco, Jay, how big of a sliding doors moment is it for the Chiefs right now that they didn't go after Trent Williams more 4 years ago?
I know.
How much different are we talking about the Chiefs if they at least had Trent Williams?
Oh, they might have won. That dude's the equivalent of 2.
Right
That's
after they lose to Tampa.
Hey, that's a big brother though.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because that, having Trent Williams at least give Mahomes time and not worry about it from that side of things helps the receivers.
Well, it changes the way you play
The whole
offense.
offensive approach.
Yeah, and it changes the identity of that team.
Yeah.
It's to the point now they're thinking about getting Ronnie Staley from Baltimore. Or are they trying to not pay Trey Smith, who's really, really good, and then spread some of that money out? Now you're in the cost sharing. Now you're trying to spread it out. Now you're really trying to stretch a Band-Aid to make it to stitch it up. You really are in a now. Look, they'll do a good job drafting. They'll be able to attract free agents at like a good mid-level price that will exceed those contracts, like a Drew Tranquil that came in like on essentially 1 year prove it. He got a new deal. You'll be able to do that. But to the magnitude that they're used to playing at, and plus if Travis Kelce doesn't come back, it doesn't matter where Travis Kelce is. He's still a problem for defenders. He's still in the game plan because now it's it was a known when you showed up, he going to at least got 5-6 catches, 80 some, maybe 100 some yards. If you really don't cover me, you might surround like 180, right? Now,
cough, Bills.
now
Cough.
I know.
Sorry.
Now it's like, what if he catches the fountain of youth on us?
Well, it's the he may not be as good as he once was, but he's as good once as he ever was.
Right.
He's still around.
And then if he gets going once, then you just woke it up. Then you just woke up the giant. Now you in trouble.
Yeah.
And then you get 15, start getting. Then it's like, all right, now we back in the twilight zone.
It feels to me, Jay, like the Chiefs are in a similar position right now to where the Bengals were, like, again, kind of 3-4 years ago. Do they draft Penei Sewell? Do they draft Jamar Chase? The Chiefs either need to get better weapons or lock down the offensive line. It's worked out for Detroit. I would say it's worked out for Cincy. Maybe not to the same degree. You can't fault him for taking Jamar Chase. Dude, put up numbers.
No,
he's been a superstar.
But see, since he spent money on free agents and they either got hurt or it didn't work out.
Yeah.
I think they need to draft an offensive lineman.
That hasn't worked out for them, though. They've taken so many swings.
I know.
Not to say stop, but get it right at some point.
Here's why I say you'd be better off doing that, because I feel like the wide receiver class is deep enough.
Yeah,
and
that's fair.
I think Andy Reid, with Rice coming back, that counts as a draft choice. Development of Worthy, another year of Hollywood, and then maybe get
he's a free agent.
Let's assume he comes back, because ain't nobody paying him nothing.
Hey, would you rather have Hollywood or Juju back first? You're the Chiefs. They're both free agents.
Juju, because he'll give me some blocking.
Would you rather have Kareem Hunt or Samaje Perine back? They're both free agents.
Well, Hunt will come back just because he's cheaper, right?
Okay.
And they're familiar with him.
Yeah.
I like Perine.
Do you need to go get another back, though?
No. Pachenko's good. Their back is fine. You can get a running back like anywhere. No, because Kansas City doesn't need a special running back. They don't need Saquon.
Would it help them, though, against looks like they faced against the Eagles to have a special back?
No, because there ain't no holes there.
Okay, fair enough.
They ain't no, hey, it ain't no holes.
Like, they're not drafting Saquon, right? They're not getting Jenny.
No.
They're not getting anyone. Like, that's not what I'm trying to say. But
you might you might get old boy Caleb Johnson from Iowa.
If he falls to the Chiefs in
the second round,
the
the third
round.
Yeah, second and third round, yeah, you might get one of them dudes. Well, just say Quashawn Jenkins from Ohio State is just lingering around there in the middle of the second round. Nobody's picked him. Why not trade up and get him? You in trouble. You back in trouble.
Right.
You better start drafting so they can't go to Kansas City. That's what teams need to do.
Scary thought, but might be true.
That's factual.
Mm-hmm.
Because the quarterback, like if you had like a 5-step like lead on Kansas City,
mm-hmm.
and like depth of talent, salary cap, he makes that up.
Yeah,
like that. Just when he walks on the field. You're down 9 points. So
mm-hmm.
you better start drafting. And so that means if you really don't need Jenkins, you better draft him so he don't go to Kansas City. Because that dude calling the plays is going to make him even better.
Well, I think that's another problem for Kansas City is Matt Nagy hasn't been great for Patrick Mahomes. And, of course, talent plays into that, and it's backslid a little bit, too. That's the other part I would worry about, though, Jay. Obviously, it's going to be tough for Kansas City. It's harder to follow up as the runner-up, right? You've said that multiple times. But we're about to see if Petty Pat re-engages, right? Some of his worst habits popped up. He didn't have a lot of time, but when he did, he bailed too early.
Ran the ball too much?
Well, stepped up in the pocket into lanes that weren't there, dropped his eyes maybe a little too quick, and that's according to people that I would trust. That's
his bad habits.
Well, I'm saying he can overcome them, but he didn't. So now he has to go into the offseason saying, hey, I got to make sure I'm good on this stuff. And when he re-engages on the little things, plus the weapons come back, and if they're able to get him an offensive lineman.
That is huge right there, because what he's saying a lot when he's saying a little. He's saying essentially, I have to get better at the little things because that's how I got beat.
Yeah. My 2 Super Bowl losses
was because of the little things.
Yeah.
And what are those? Fundamentals. So he's telling you people out there listening, for you kids out there, all the stuff that's like off schedule that you see on Huddle or YouTube or whatever, that's just a cherry on top if you're a championship world-class quarterback.
Yeah.
What he's telling you, I got to get better at my footwork. I got to get better at my pocket awareness. I got to get better at operating and playing the simplicity of quarterback under pressure and in duress. That's what he's telling you. That's how you're going to win championships.
Again.
Yeah, that's how you that's what makes him, that's what made him so great. So now you're thinking about it like, what caused that? Now I'm going to tell you this right now. There's not a quarterback that has walked the face of the earth. There will never be a quarterback that walks the face of the earth that can withstand the type of punishment that he was under and be good. The greatest quarterback of all time, Brady, couldn't handle the Giants. What people are saying right now is the second greatest above Joe Montana, and Joe Montana couldn't handle it. Jim Burt put him to sleep.
Right.
And Patrick Mahomes can't do it. It's a team game, man. I mean, as much as the quarterbacks get all the credit, it's a team game. And if you don't have good parts around you, you're just not going to get it done. You can have a game or two. You're just not going to go. You're not going to go out there by yourself and beat dudes. That's why I knew they had a chink in their armor. When he walked out there with that green suit, I knew it was over. I'm not a bet man. I just know it was over. That's desperation. You too good to do that. It ain't
unless you're not too good.
You ain't intimidating nobody.
No.
You don't need to. You Patrick Mahomes. Just like Kevin. Just like I told Rico the other day. I said, I'm Kevin Durant. You know who I am. I'm Kevin Durant. when I had to get down to his level and hit the hydraulics on him. But I think that with Kansas City, this Travis Kelce decision is going to affect Patrick. It's going to affect Reed. And I will tell you, all you people out there that didn't think Eric Bieniemy was a big influence, well, how you like me now? It's the truth. Eric Bieniemy was a bigger part of the Patrick Mahomes' development in that championship run that he'll ever get credit for. Now, Patrick Mahomes gave him credit for it.
Yeah.
Andy Reid did, but everybody else don't. Because he coaches you hard, he's innovative, he cares about you, and it's all football. And you ain't running him over. You're not.
No.
He took Adrian Peterson from being a guy that always fumbled under pressure to being that dude. Everywhere he's done is done. It hadn't been probably the easiest way to go about it, but he's gotten results.
That's what matters at the end of the day, right?
That's what matters, man. Even though he went to Colorado. That's the only bad part about him. But
everyone has their flaws.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's a big flaw, though. Anyways, we're going to take a quick break, come back. Jay Foreman, Austin Oerman. We're going to talk about some of the Huskers that might be up for the draft. Guys making, and what it's like, the All-Star game is done. You got the Underwear Olympics coming up. I guess we'll talk about when you walk out there, Austin, when I went to the Combine, when you go out there, when I was a runway model. What it's like to be a
you missed
NFL.
your calling, Jay.
I don't think they called me. They called my name. They was like, all right, we've seen enough. Get him off stage. Anyway, Jay Ford, Austin Over. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Old School with Jay Foreman and Austin Oerman. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hey guys, Austin Oerman here. Join me and Jay Foreman this Friday, February 14th from 5 to 7 p.m. at the Complex for weigh-ins for Saturday's The Heart of the Lion boxing event. Weigh-ins are at 6 p.m. and the public is welcome to be there. That's Friday the 14th from 5 to 7 p.m. at the Complex at 1555 Yolanda Avenue, just off Cornhusker Highway.
Load up on meat and more this winter at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. This week's special through February 18th is 15% off chocolates, 15% off wines and spirits, and $10 off filet mignon per pound. Locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Old Cheney in Lincoln, or 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
At Action Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electrical, we're ready, reliable, and recommended. Water heater acting up or your sump pump on the fritz? Call Action. Summer's around the corner. Is your AC working? Are you sure? Call Action. Electrical problems? I'm telling you, call Action. Call Action for a free same-day estimate or a trusted second opinion. You heard that right, a free same-day estimate. 402-423-6960. ActionLincoln.com.
Garage doors can break down or quit working at the worst times. At Doors Plus, they understand that a broken garage sometimes means repair and not replace. Sometimes, all you need to make your door like new again is a few bolts, realignment, or even a new balance. Trust the pros at Doors Plus to handle your garage door repair the right way so you can get on with your busy schedule. Visit them online at doorsplusllc.com or give them a call at 402-590-5800.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red!
Mulberry Barbecue now has a brand new second location to help all your lunch and dinner cravings. Stop by their newest location at 6125 Apples Way near Lowe's off of Highway 2. They have everything from smoked turkey sandwiches to brisket burritos to burn-in sandwiches and pulled pork. Try a dinner plate option of barbecue nachos, a half-smoked chicken, a full slab of ribs, and so much more. Mulberry Barbecue open Monday to Saturday from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. at 11th and Cornhusker Highway and now at 6125 Apples Way in South Lincoln. If you don't have Valentine's Day plans this year, strike up some romance at Madson's Bowling and Billiards. Head to Madson's on Friday, February 14th for the first ever Love on the Lanes, a live stage front dating show like Lincoln's never seen. The show is free, live on the bowling lanes with audience participation, hilarious Q&As, and unexpected twists. The show is free, but reserve VIP seating by emailing sarah@madsonslincoln.com. Come for the love, stay for the laughs, and leave with memories or a match on Valentine's Day at Madson's.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Right now, when you drive by Honda of Lincoln, you'll see more than 200 new Hondas and over 125 pre-owned vehicles. Hi, Charlie Stone here, and with me on the line is Andy Goodyear of Honda of Lincoln. Andy, how does it feel to have so many vehicles in stock again for your customers?
Charlie, it feels amazing to see how excited our customers are. They love the ability to see, test drive, and take immediate delivery of the exact new Honda they're looking for.
Do you have some good offers to talk about?
We sure do, Charlie. We're offering financing as low as 0.9% APR up to 72 months, or great lease rates on every new Honda. It's the perfect time to drive away in the new Honda you've been dreaming of.
How about pre-owned, Andy?
We have over 125 pre-owned and certified pre-owned vehicles to choose from. Just about every make and model with prices starting at under $10,000.
Maybe it's time you experience the best, the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business. 27th and Yankee Hill Road or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
Back to old school on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're back. Jay Foreman, Austin Oerman. Second segment, old school. A little bit of Husker draft talk. Look, I mean, obviously it starts out with the East-West game. You got Nash, big Hutchmaker. Was it Hutmaker?
Yeah.
I just call him Nash.
Polar Bear.
He did a really good job, I heard, out at the East-West, right?
Mm-hmm.
Showed some pass rush ability. Nash being able to play the run. That from the get-go. Him being able to dominate and control the A gaps, and he has more athletic ability than I think people give him credit for. The great thing about Nash, number one, he's a tough kid. He's accountable. He's durable, and he can get a lot better, right? And I felt like he did that while he was here at Nebraska. But I think the best thing that he did for himself, and if I could give anybody advice just from my personal experience, which will never change, when you go to these all-star games, do prove them wrong, right? So people probably think, you see Nash, he's a big old dude, right? Probably think he can't run, not a good athlete. Well, you look at his last 2 years here at Nebraska, he showed the ability to rush the passer. Now, not in a finesse way, but he was able to not have to come off the field on third down. Well, he did that out of the East-West game. And I think the highlight for him was he dropped back in a fire zone and he broke up a pass.
Mm-hmm.
So he has more athletic ability than people give him credit for. He was able to, I'm sure, turn some heads, which allows – what it does is in the draft process, when you're maybe like a Nash or any prospect, you make them go back and watch your tape. So now he's done what he needed to do on the field. He did it here. He did it there. I know for a fact he interviewed well. I know he's going to get a good recommendation from the coaches just because he's a good kid, great family, great background, and great story. So that all those things off the field checks the boxes, right? And so now you go from that mode, football mode, right, to now you're going to have them really, really watch you at the combine or your pro day. Now you got to do the underwear Olympics. Now you got to make sure your weight is at an optimal weight that you can. All you need to do for him, 10-yard shuttle, probably vertical,
Broad,
broad,
maybe
not necessarily broad, maybe short shuttle. and obviously bench.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, if he runs a good 40 at 300 and whatever pounds, then that's great too.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all he needs to get better. That's all he needs to do, and I'm sure he will. Because I'm sure he's somewhere training and getting ready for it. So, and then him, and then you got Ty and Thomas Fidone were down at the Senior Bowl. Both of them did well. I think I read an article where they said Ty cemented himself as a top 100 pick. So that's top 300 or three rounds, essentially. In a really deep defensive tackle class. So that lets you know he improved his draft stock down there or cemented it. And that's what you go to those all-star games to do. I think when you look at Nash and Ty, they both have huge upsides. I think Nash can get better at everything, and he'll get better as he just learns how to play defensive line. And I think Ty, and I think Ty as well, right? I think he got really, really good at being consistent, his technique, and then obviously he can be dominant at times. And then also when you get in there and all you're doing is football, you're just naturally going to get better. Both of them. I mean, this is a credit to Coach White, and then obviously, I guess Coach Rule as well. They have position flexibility, right? I think they both can play all. I think obviously Ty can play from a 0 to a 5. I think Nash can probably play in a pinch to a 3, 0 to a 3, maybe a 4 if he wanted, but generally inside tackle or guard to guard. And they both can help on third down. And they're all.
Because the 4 would be what, outside the guard?
Inside of the tackle.
Okay.
Yeah. Gotcha. 3 is kind of in between both, right on the outside of the guard. So Ty can play even on the outside. It's on maybe a 6. So, both of them are great athletes and really helped themselves. Then you got Thomas Fidone. I think he did, he nobody knew what he was going to do, whether he's going in the portal, then he turned pros, then he got down to the Senior Bowl. I know he made a couple really good catches. And I heard some good things for him. So he's going to look the part. I think he's 2 years past, any type of injury. So that's not going to be a huge red flag. And I don't think it's a big deal anymore. It's because of the sports medicine and stuff like that. Plus he hasn't been injured. And also he's been pretty productive at times at Nebraska. And so,
and even a guy like Isaiah Nair, who flashed the fastest.
I was just about to say him
speed.
too. Isaiah Nair, right? Obviously the Iowa game was not his best game, but everybody, knows height, weight, speed that's what that dude he is a walking muscle, right? So whatever he's been doing and the focus, he needs to keep that up. And he's going to be a guy, maybe he gets drafted a little bit later based on the lack of production, but once you get in, you think Samari Torrey, right? Trey Palmer, and if you can get consistent, get focused, there's more upside to that. And he doesn't have any off the field stuff, right? Then you think of Ben Scott and Bryce Benhart. I think both of them got a chance. I think both of them have position flexibilities. I think Ben Scott has started at both guard and center. The more you can do, I think obviously Bryce has started at tackle and play guard. The one thing I'll say definitely about Bryce is he started playing this year. He played his best football.
Oh, by far,
in the most consistent football. So that's what's going to allow him to have a chance.
The comparison that comes to mind for me, probably just because it's fresh, but I think Bryce who wouldn't prefer to start at tackle, right? That's where the money is. But could Bryce be kind of Mekhi Becton, like South Eagles, right? That's
obviously it's a huge difference in talent. But yes, a guy that plays tackle that goes in. And he just got to continue along getting better. He's got to play with good leverage. I think his mindset was good. I think he was, a lot more physical, durable. And he has experience, right? So, the more you can do. And then when you think of Tommy Hill, I think with Tommy Hill, he's just got to be healthy, with the foot. Because I don't think he finished the whole week there. And so he's got to get his foot right and he's got to get in shape. And they go hand in hand. Right.
And then maybe his mind right a little bit.
Well, I think it all goes into it because trust me, I got 2 ankles that are destroyed. It messes with how you are as a person. It messes with your mindset. And I'm not nearly as needing to be in shape like Tommy Hill. So I can only imagine for him. And your feet are how you get paid in the league defensively. Your feet and your hands. That's it. I mean, obviously, mentally, you got to be where you need to. So I think with him, he gets healthy. He runs well. He's fine.
What he's facing isn't any different than really any defensive back.
No,
ever,
and
right?
and they've watched his tape. They've seen how far he's came, like as far as under Matt Rule's tutelage, as far as like helping him mature or whatever.
Picking a position, sticking to it,
yeah, but
improving at it.
whatever Matt Rule did with obviously Tommy Hill taking to it, and obviously probably Corey Campbell and whoever, the light switch came on. And so all he has to do is just get healthy, which is you got to be either patience or you got to push through it. And then then everything else will be fine. And then who else is there? Are we missing anybody else? I think Ramir has a chance in the sense of as long as he's healthy, and here's where Ramir is going to get in where he fit in, just like he did here.
Yeah,
he's going to be your Swiss Army knife as a running back. He's going to play a core role on all 4 special teams, right? And he's going to and if he's healthy, he's going to be able to outlast everybody.
Yeah,
there you go. Jamal Banks, I think he has a chance too. I think he's a big body receiver. He just I think with him, he's got to run well, right?
Yeah.
Run well. I think he catches decent. Probably could, run routes a little bit better, but all that stuff is kind of, that'll be on the coaches or, where he goes.
John Bullock.
I think he's going to be the surprise.
MJ Sherman.
Well, let's start with Bullock. I think number one, I know he can run, and I know he's going to run well. You can't have a much better year than he had. So, I think he's tough, and I think he's going to make it. I think he's going to have to grind it out. I think he's going to make it. I think MJ Sherman, if you turn on the last 6 games, and I think for him, all he has to, I think for him, how he runs and side to side. Because once he takes his shirt off,
looks the part.
Right. So he's played pretty decent.
2 more for you. Isaac Gifford.
I think Isaac got a chance too. I think if he tests well.
Where does Isaac play in the NFL? What's his best
safety?
Role? Safety?
Yeah, he'll be safety. I think he tests well. As a matter of fact, I know he's going to test well. At least if he tests the way that he had been, he'll be just fine. So this is what people need to understand is everybody looks at if you don't get drafted, you ain't gonna make. There's a lot of guys that don't get drafted last longer than guys that get drafted. I was drafted late. I played a lot longer than guys that were drafted ahead of me, both at any position, right? So Isaac has a chance to get drafted. He's a core special teams guy. That puts him in a better position. He's gonna be a leader. He gonna be able to make an impact right from the get-go. What's the last one?
Brian Buschini.
Oh, for sure. Not for sure, but I mean, I think in punters different. Yeah, in punters different. You could be the better punter, but they already invested in the punter. They got you in the back pocket. He gets a little hamstring twinge, and then you kick for 10 years.
You're in the UFL, you're in the whatever it is, and then call back up.
Right, and then you end up kicking for 10 years. So they all got a chance, and that's a credit to those kids that have worked hard, and then also to the staff or whatever, help them, develop them. So I think hopefully 3 or 4 guys get drafted. We've had years of nobody getting drafted. So we'll take a quick break, come back. I'm gonna tell you my combine story. My runway, Jay on the runway story in Indianapolis.
Oh, I cannot.
I hated it. I hated that, man. Anyways,
at least their GM was nice.
No.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with Foreman and Oerman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
At Lincoln Family Chiropractic, they believe everyone deserves to live a pain-free and active life. Whether it's neck pain, shoulder pain, or lower back pain, Lincoln Family Chiropractic specializes in customized care for every patient to promote faster healing, allowing you to get back to an optimal life. Lincoln Family Chiropractic's team specializes in treatments such as dry needling, cupping therapy, and traditional adjustments. Give Lincoln Family Chiropractic a call today, 402-484-5166. Visit them online at lincolnfamilychiro.com or in person, 1 block south of 70th and 8th Street in Lincoln.
Mulberry Barbecue now has a brand new second location to help all your lunch and dinner cravings. Stop by their newest location at 6125 Apples Way near Lowe's off of Highway 2. They have everything from smoked turkey sandwiches to brisket burritos to burn-in sandwiches and pulled pork. Try a dinner plate option of barbecue nachos, a half-smoked chicken, a full slab of ribs, and so much more. Mulberry Barbecue open Monday to Saturday from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. at 11th and Cornhusker Highway and now at 6125 Apples Way in South Lincoln.
Gentlemen, Valentine's Day is just around the corner. Don't be that guy running to the store for flowers and a card on your way home. Hey, Rick Heyman here from Sartor Heyman Jewelers. We have great Valentine's gifts in store now. And if you spend $99, we'll throw in a free bouquet of a dozen roses. Give her what she really wants this year and let us do the rest. Sartor Heyman Jewelers, your hometown jeweler since 1905 in Lincoln and Grand Island. Online at sartorheyman.com.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstorats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road.
Salt Lake City is not only Lincoln's newest brewery, but they're also now serving food. Enjoy a full menu of great items daily for lunch and dinner, like their peanut butter and jelly burger with bacon and cheddar cheese, or a Reuben sandwich served on Blackstone rye bread. Don't forget their beef or chicken nachos with guacamole, sour cream, jalapenos, and more. Wash it down with one of their 12 beers on tap, including the popular Single Axle Light American Lager. Salt Mine City, now open 11 a.m. every day but Mondays at 8th and R.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
The Lincoln forecast for today, snow continuing throughout the day. And it will be cold. We'll see an afternoon high of just 13. Tonight, decreasing clouds and continued cold, a low of 8 below. And tomorrow, we'll see mostly sunny skies and it will be breezy. An afternoon high near 23. Meteorologist Kyle Clutcher for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
At Action Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electrical, we're ready, reliable, and recommended. Water heater acting up or your sump pump on the fritz? Call Action. Summer's around the corner. Is your AC working? Are you sure? Call Action. Electrical problems? I'm telling you, call Action. Call Action for a free same-day estimate or a trusted second opinion. You heard that right, a free same-day estimate. 402-423-6960. ActionLincoln.com.
Back to old school on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're back. Jay Foreman, Austin Oerman, old school. One quick segment here. We're going to talk about my combine days when I was on the runway. Before we turn it over to Bill Mitchner in a Lighthouse Hour, I will tell you this. This is my runway. I do people that are models. I don't know. You get guys in the locker room. They'd always talk about how handsome they are. I'm a model. No, you ain't. No, you ain't. No, you ain't. Or people when guys think they look good. This is the deal, man. When you go to the combine, now I will say this, and people don't get all bent out of shape. It was like literally like slave trade. So here's what happens, at least when I was there, and it's verifiable because of Tom Brady and his famous picture. Mm-hmm. So you come in there, and now he was maybe a year after me, maybe.
Sounds right.
Yeah. Well, at least he was able to have shorts on. So essentially, they push you in this, like they give you like
someone feel that breeze. Woo!
Yeah. So you have these like boxer, like a girdle, but it's literally like boxer briefs, right? And so you come in there, they take a picture of you with your T-shirt on, then you take your T-shirt off, and you go front, side, back.
Mugshot.
Yeah,
profile.
Like profile. And then you have your number, or whatever. And that's backstage with the green thing, the green, or it was blue or green.
Yeah.
So then you go up there and you stand there. So you see the other guy go first, but you can't see him. It's like literally like you're going to like you're coming out on stage for a rock concert. You know what I'm saying? Like all the lights
everywhere.
So you can't see anything, but you're nervous as hell, right? And this
probably because you can't see anything.
And this is big old room, man. I mean, it's way bigger than a ballroom. So you ain't out there. So they call you out there and you get on stage and it's hot because of all the lighting, right? And you out there,
sweating profusely.
Yeah,
probably.
so you out there, you gotta get a little glycerin. I should have did a couple push-ups or whatever. So you come out there again with your t-shirt on, then they make you take your shirt off, and then you just stand there. And you know, I'm trying to look out there, see if I see anybody that I know, like, because I knew a lot of the GMs or whatever. Man, and they just writing down notes. Then they be like,
foot.
Yep.
I
did read one. They said one of my calves was bigger than the other.
Well,
they thought it was just very minimal. Yeah.
And nitpicking.
Yeah. Well, that's what they look at. Look at you if you got junk in the trunk and all that. So that's the way it is, man. And
how do you think that would have happened? One too many Bulgarian split squats on one leg?
I walk on my toes, man. I don't know what's up. Maybe it's because I always jumped up when I used to dunk on people. I jumped off my left foot. That's what it was. The oddest, I'll put it nicely. Bill Polian was different. I'm gonna tell you the coolest dude at the combine. If you go back, there was a guy from Pittsburgh that does the 40. And I don't know if he's still there. He was cool as heck. He'd talk you through it. He's like, "What's up, big Foreman, man?" He's like, "I remember your dad." He's like, "Man, you gotta get out. You gotta get out." He's like, "The first 5 yards." The first 5, you know what I'm saying? He's like, "I'm gonna be a little lenient now." He's like, "Don't break the rules. I gotta bring you back." And then he gave me a tip. He told me, if you ever don't feel comfortable, he's like, "I'll give you one free false start. And I'll bring you back." So I could commence the false start. So,
at least someone was looking out for you.
Yeah, man. So it was pretty cool.
Did you ever jump off sides?
In the combine or at the combine?
In the league, in a game.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. I did it. Oh, I know one time I did, though, when we played Virginia Tech in the bowl game.
Okay.
But Coach McBride said, he's like, I'm going to get you started. We're calling this blitz.
You're right up there on the line.
Because I'm thinking we got them backed up. It's sack time. I was in the backfield. They ain't even getting the cadence.
Fired up. Jay Foreman's ready to go.
Hey, 1st and 5. that's out the door. You know what I mean? So anyways, man, everybody be safe out there in the snow. Once again, keep listening to Ticket Weeknights. We got my man Bill Mentioner, Lighthouse Wednesdays, Lighthouse Hour. Always brings a plethora of good knowledge and obviously good people. For me, Jay Foreman, Austin Oerman, we'll holler at you tomorrow.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Load up on meat and more this winter at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. This week's special through February 18th is 15% off chocolates, 15% off wines and spirits, and $10 off filet mignon per pound. Locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Old Cheney in Lincoln, or 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
The Lincoln forecast for today, snow continuing throughout the day. And it will be cold. We'll see an afternoon high of just 13. Tonight, decreasing clouds and a continued cold, a low of 8 below. And tomorrow, we'll see mostly sunny skies and it will be breezy. An afternoon high near 23. Meteorologist Kyle Fletcher for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeyman electricians from $32.50 to $42.50 per hour with paid benefits. And if you're looking for a new career, they're hiring